Hello, welcome back to Microsoft Excel, Level 3, Video 5. I wanted to separate this video from the other ones that we've done in Level 3, just so that you'd have a good chance to practice the parts that we went over through the previous videos. This last piece, and it's just a short video, is going to cover the last segment that's available in the VLOOKUP. So the first part I want to take note with you is the part that I have in yellow on the screen in front of us right now. Now, the true and the false. So if I open up this VLOOKUP, you'll notice that we have something else in here than what we've seen so far. So everything's the same up until when we pass the 2 and the comma, it now has a false written there. By default, you can actually add a true or false part in, but by default, it returns as a true value. So up until now, we haven't had a false written in there or true or anything. We just had comma 2 and a closed bracket. Excel assumes it to be a true value then, which is why I have true capitalized over here. So what is this true and false all about? There are optional pieces that you can add into a VLOOKUP. And the purpose of them is, if it's true, or if you don't put anything, it assumes that it's true, it will return an approximate match. So in the example that I've created here, we have our animal, and we choose what animal to write down. VLOOKUP in this part will then take that animal's name and compare it to the chart over here and return a speed value back. So the other VLOOKUPs, we were okay with going with approximate values because we were looking at ranges. So the gradebook, for example, if you had 90 or above, you got an A+. So that could be 91, 92, all the way up to 99 or even 100 is fine, and you still get an A+. That is a range of data, so an approximate match is more than adequate. But if we were to say 95 equals this, and 93 equals this, and 94 equals that, and it wasn't all in an order, then we wanted an exact value, not an approximate. So there's where we would have to put a false in. So false would then go through and find the exact number that would match. This isn't used very often. And another reason I wanted to separate this out into a different video like this is because you won't see it too often. So if you don't run into this stuff, that's more than adequate. Don't worry about this video in this series. If you do run across a false or a true located in the VLOOKUP that you're working on, then this is just to kind of help you out with that. Okay, so other couple of things to note with the VLOOKUP in just this quick wrap-up video is we can have more columns here than just simply 2. So we didn't do examples on those ones, and they're not often seen, but we could actually have a column for the name, a column for example, maybe where they live, and then maybe the third column would be the speed that these animals can run at. That's fine. It still looks at the first column, and it then looks at whichever column 2 or 3 to the right that you would want. So a comma 2 would be here. If it was the third column, we would use a comma 3. Now we could not have the animal's name in the middle and then have it look to the left. VLOOKUP does not work looking to the left. It will only go to the right side for column 2 or 3 or so on. The other thing to take note of, and this one should be obvious because it would be very similar to what we'd mentioned in earlier videos, if we decide that we needed something else in between here and we insert a column in between where our table is, for example, on this side, and our answers on this side, that can cause you problems as well. So kind of a few things to note when we took a look at the VLOOKUP. There are many, many more features to the VLOOKUP, just like the if statements, but they're quite advanced. So we want to keep things fairly simple in these introductory video sets. As you move along though, there's lots and lots of great resources out there on the internet that you can use to help assist you in more complex features. I would recommend though, go through these several times before you even move on to the project that we have in the last video in this series. Thanks for watching.